Often feel like there's not enough hours in a day, like you don't have enough time to complete daily tasks? Welcome back to the $1 Million Masterclass, and I'm your instructor, Cameron E. White. Today, we'll talk about time management habits for high performance. You must master your time management skills for financial success. Good habits create high performance, but it isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter and certainly managing your time. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. I know how I spend mine, but how do you spend yours? Take a second to write it down. Think about your daily routine. Don't make it perfect. Just write down, what do you do on an everyday basis? Monday through Friday, just keep it very general. What do you do? Go to work, take kids to school. Most of you are married with kids. You have time to eat dinner, family time, thinking time. Do you work out? Are you going to a gym? Take time to write down, what do you do on a general 24-hour day? What's your daily routine? Routine, that's the word when you talk about time management skills, time management habits, or time management for success, period. Time management to create high performance. Routines is the key word. Let's talk about morning routines. How you start your morning usually will determine the tone for your entire day. How you start your morning truly sets the tone for your whole day. If you get up and you're grumpy, you're more likely to carry the grumpiness over through noon. It'll carry over to the afternoon, and then you go back to bed grumpy, right? If you wake up happy, you're usually to carry it over to the afternoon, to the evening, and you go to bed happy. How you start your morning usually sets the tone for your entire day. But it gets a little bit deeper than that, right? Literally, from the second you open your eyes, the first decision you make when you wake up sets the tone for your entire day. What do you do when you wake up? Do you have a self-care routine? Do you stretch? Are you a really early morning person? Do you get up? Do you go to the gym? You have kids? Are you waking them up? Are you getting them ready? Are you making breakfast for yourself? Are you making breakfast for a family? Are you preparing for work? What do you do when you wake up? And are you doing it gracefully? Are you doing it with a high spirit when you get up? This sets the tone for your morning. Little things. It doesn't have to get so intense, right? If you're not married, if you don't have kids, when you wake up, do you have a self-care routine, right? Are you taking care of yourself when you first wake up in the morning? The very first thing you do is rush to the bathroom, right? Wash your face, throw some water on it, wash it how you choose, brush your teeth, right? Take care of your skin, do your hair, ladies, makeup. And if that's what you want to do, fellas, groom yourselves, beards and whatnot. Take care of yourself. Have a morning routine of self-care, right? Spend just a few minutes to focus on you. This will ultimately set the tone for your entire day. Successful people have a set morning routine. They know when they wake up, they have a self-care routine. Right after the self-care routine, we're going to get into deep work. Right after we get into deep work, we know we have a couple meetings we have to do for the day or this, then I've got to pick the kids up from school, right? Some of you have kids, families, right? Incorporate your kids into your schedule, right? All this stuff is when you incorporate your entire life, mix your work life with your personal schedule, right? For your own personal good, and it will give you consistency in your schedule to ultimately generate high performance. You understand what I'm saying? So if you have a good schedule, I don't need to say more. It'll generate high performance, right? Know what you're doing so that you can do it well. Every successful person I know, including myself, I have routines. I have things set in place that I do. Consistency, right? Time management habits. This entire course, we're going to keep coming back to those two words, literally. Consistency and habits in your work, they will not go away. It's an everyday thing. And even as something as simple as your time management skills, guys, you have to put habits and consistency in your time management, in your schedule, right? Small habits like working out in the morning, a simple stretch, a jog, a walk for some of you, right? Making a breakfast for yourself, a small one. If you have family, kids, making a big regular size breakfast, right? All these things create consistency in your morning routine that ultimately make your day more productive in the end. All these things make your day more productive. Literally. Think about it. If you know what you're gonna do, you have a better chance of having a more productive day. And if you avoid those small distractions early on in your day, you are more likely to be more productive in your day as well, right? Get rid of some of the small distractions. Some of you have already proved that you can't even disperse of the small distractions with the work from home. COVID actually proved that a lot of you get distracted very easily, and you cannot even take the work from home job. So how are you going to be an entrepreneur that has total 100% control of his or her schedule, right? And time is money. So you ultimately have 100% control of your money when you have 100% control of your time, right? But you've proven that you easily get distracted. You can't avoid distractions early on in your day. And if you can't avoid those distractions early on in the day, your day is going to be less productive. Avoid those distractions, right? Time block. That's something we're going to talk about in just a second. Time blocking, right? Prioritizing in your schedule. Time blocking and prioritizing and starting early. By show of hands, how many of you know what deep work is? Deep work. And have you heard of deep work? Great. Deep work is it's a method in which you focus in on something, a specific topic, a specific task, right? Something that you're working on, and you give it a second to only focus on this. You set aside the entire world and you are deeply working on this specific task, project, whatever it is. It's called deep work. It's a 100% focused on what you have going on in the moment. How many of you deep work? So some of you know what deep work is. How many of you implement deep work into your daily schedule? By show of hands. 7 of you implement deep work in your daily schedule. Implementing deep work in your daily schedule is a must if you want to be a successful entrepreneur. It gives you a time set aside in your daily schedule to focus on something that you prioritize. Time blocking. Let's talk about time blocking. How many of you have pets at home? Great. How many of you train those pets at home? Great. How many of those pets at home still act like wild animals? Great. Think about your schedule when you think about that trained or that untrained pet. Your schedule is essentially like a wild animal. It will get out of control. If you don't take control of the schedule, it will control you. Anybody in here watch the news? Great. And you know that everything on the news is considered to be important or else it wouldn't be on the news. And then the news, we know that they time block. You know, you wake up and you got morning news, 6 a.m. You've got midday news at noon. You've got evening news, 5 p.m. And then sometimes you got night news at 9, 10 p.m. at night. Whatever. So you've got different times of the day, right? So we time block. We got different times of the day where we're going to focus on different things, right? Everything is considered to be important, but what's one thing that we've got on the news that is considered to be more important than the other things that we're talking about? Breaking news, right? Breaking news is considered to be more important than the other things, other topics, other things that we're covering right now. We could be covering whatever, but we've got breaking news right now. This is just in breaking news. This is happening now. Donald J. Trump just did it. So whatever Trump signed, he can't put his pen down. So think about the news when you think about your task, is essentially what I'm saying. So separate all of your tasks. So what you've got, and when prioritizing your tasks, you've got important tasks, right? Then you should have what I like to consider breaking tasks. Those are your more important tasks. Those are your higher tasks, right? Your high result tasks, right? Your high result tasks. Because see, some of you have already proved that you get very distracted. And some of you have really already proved that you're working on tasks that aren't generating you any results back. But your breaking task should always be tasks that generate results, right? It can any type of result that it brings your business back. It could be money, right? It could be an innovation. It could be a new update or something. The software could be update. It could be anything that brings a positive, a result back to your business. It could be a total project that you're working on, and this is a piece of that project, right? And this piece is complete. Chapter 1 is done, right? This brings back a result to your business. A lot of you are working on things that are not bringing your business back results. You're doing work, but is the work bringing you back? Is it generating you something back in return? Is it bringing you something back? And so when you time block and you prioritize your time blocks, you want to make sure that you're implementing breaking tasks, right? Implement breaking tasks so that you can focus on work that'll generate you back results, work that'll bring your business or you back something, your operation, your project, something that you're currently working on. It'll bring you back something, your breaking task. Remember the 80-20 rule. You'll get 80% of your results back from 20% of your work. It sounds absolutely crazy. 80% of your results will come back from 20% of the work that you ultimately put in. It sounds crazy, doesn't it? But in order for this formula, this 80-20 formula, this 80-20 business deal, in order for this to work, you have to be, that 20% of work that you're putting in has to be work that's generating back results. There's got to be something that's worth something, that's bringing productivity back to you. And the only way that you can bring productivity back to yourself or bring productivity back to your business, you have to be putting tasks in place that are considered breaking tasks, high volume, high performance tasks. And I'll say this, your focus is really your superpower. How much you can focus sometimes will make you more successful. Some of you said you know what deep work is, but this is where we implement deep work, where we're avoiding distractions to focus on those high volume tasks, those breaking tasks, right? Implement deep work to focus on your breaking tasks, your more important things that you have going on, right? Put your phone on do not disturb. We're taking no phone calls, no meetings, right? No open office conversations, right? No TikTok. A lot of you are wasting your time on the internet. You want to be an entrepreneur, but you cannot sustain the distractions of the world. You want to be someone who totally controls what you have going on, right? Business, time, money. I told you that. So if you control your business, you control your time, you control your money. Some of you want to be totally in 100% control, but you cannot sustain to avoid the distractions of the world. A lot of you on TikTok, you on Instagram, you at the club, you hanging out with friends, we on vacation. All that good stuff is going to come. I promise, right? I don't know about TikTok and Instagram and all this stuff, but for me, the vacation and the family time, all this other stuff, all this good stuff is going to come, right? I'm not on TikTok strolling every day, right? I'm implementing more deep work time, more focus time than anything, right? A lot of you, if you could just focus more, you would have way successful more businesses. A lot of you are so distracted. You cannot sustain to avoid the distractions of the world today. And there's a lot of distractions today. You've got to avoid the distractions. And distractions can be unique distractions for people. They don't always have to be electronic distractions. Some distractions can literally be other people, friend groups, company. I ain't trying to be messy, but some of y'all marriages, relationships, a lot of that stuff, it can be a distraction in what you have going on. Anything that's not elevating or advancing you or your business is considered a distraction. Avoid them, right? Focus on your breaking task. And then when you're focusing on those breaking tasks, implement deep work. Focus on it and complete it. Get it done. And then after we completed all that work, right? Implement in your daily routines and evening wind down. Have time for dinner. A lot of you have kids, right? Time for you to wind down and explore their day. Talk to them, right? Some of you are so focused on advancing this business or focused on what you have going because you're entering this stage of entrepreneurship and you have kids and you're leaving them out of the journey, right? Remember to give some of this time back to your family, right? So have dinner time, have family time, and then review your work day. Right? Know what you did today so you can know where to start tomorrow. How you end today truly will determine how you start tomorrow. And again, I told you at the beginning of the video, how you start tomorrow is going to determine how you continue the rest of that day. So you want to end today good so we can start tomorrow good so we can ultimately finish tomorrow good to start the next day good. It's a chain effect, right? And all this stuff it surrounds around the habits that you implement in your time management and the habits that you implement in your routine. Do you have a solid routine? And a closing ending day routine, how you close your day, is equally important to how you start your day. Wind down, watch a movie, have a great dinner, talk to your significant other, right? Prepare your clothes for the next day. See, some of y'all like to wake up about 30, 40 minutes for it's time for you to get to work and can't get to work on time, for those of you that are blessed to stay close enough. Like I said about a commute, some of us don't stay close enough. A lot of us got to commute to work. Right. So we got to wake up early enough and we got to prep ourselves, this and that. So a lot of my prepping is done at nighttime. You should too, if you would like to be successful in your journey of entrepreneurship. Think about one habit that you could change today that would make you a more productive person tomorrow. Just one habit that you could implement, a time management habit. One thing that you could implement in your morning routine, in your evening routine, in your daily schedule, right? How you prioritize your tasks that'll make you a more productive person tomorrow. This is your $1 Million Masterclass, and I'm your instructor, Cameron E. White. And remember, I am here to educate and motivate you to your first $1 million.